could you please start the arguments?
Oh man, we had a cool discussion. That's not for public. Today we are arguing about electric cars. That's it. Roll the intro. I just want to keep it short because I want to keep everything for the content after the intro.
Okay. So the intro is gone. The electric cars are gone. What next?
I'm afraid that they're not gone.
I think that you may be wrong.
Okay.
I'm right now in the middle of trying to buy a car.
That's one of the side reasons why I suggested the topic 10 minutes ago.
Yes, and what I was trying to establish was, I'm not looking for a new car. I think that buying a new car is basically wasting money. A good, I'm not going to say cheap, but I'm going to say a pre-owned car that is roughly year or 2 years old, that has some number of kilometers on the clock, is much better choice from my perspective than buying a new car, because the car that I'm looking for is going to be somewhere in the upper middle class. So I'm not willing to just waste 30% of my money as soon as I get the car out.
Stop. Are you
No.
are you calling Smart a middle class car?
No. I'm not buying the Smart. The Smart is just a side thing that is happening.
Okay.
The Smart is.
You're talking about the other car.
Yes. The Smart is like buying a bicycle.
Yes.
So you just decide to buy a bicycle, and then suddenly you have a bicycle, and that's it.
Yes.
So let's get the Smart out of the equation, because I think the Smart is probably one of the good examples of what is insane about electric cars. Let me just put up something. I'm looking for the price of the new Smart cars.
I didn't realize that Smart was an electric car, but go ahead.
Yes. So the thing is that Smart is all electric car. There are no diesel or petrol-driven Smart right now. So basically, when you want to buy a Smart, you can either buy something called the Smart 1, or you can buy something called the Smart 3.
Okay.
That's it. The Smart 1 is now, let's say it, refined all around. The versatility means character, infuse uniqueness into every journey.
If I could, I would roll my head.
Okay, so the lowest price for it is £29,960.
I like it very much.
I'm looking at the UK site for the Smart cars.
Okay, and Smart 3?
Smart 3 is the stylish accelerator. Emotion meets casual. Sporty touch to your daily life.
So in the worlds of the Eternal Top Gear crew, that's a car for a person that doesn't exist.
Yes.
Okay.
So what they are doing is that's 34,000.
Okay.
So let's see. Electric range is 248 kilometers, or 248 miles or 400 kilometers.
Okay.
And it says Brabus.
Yes.
So this basically means that we are talking about an all-electric vehicle that has the maximum range of 273 miles. It can charge in 30 minutes from 10 to 80%, using 150 kilowatts of DC power.
Awesome.
Which is something that everybody has
widely available.
Widely available at your home. And the thing is that, so now the insanity. The Smart car itself, the reason why I'm driving a Smart car is because I want to drive a safer motorcycle.
Okay.
So I wanted to have a motorcycle that can be driven when there is ice outside. I wanted to have a roof, and I want to be able to not fall over when it's raining. That's it.
Do you know how you look in a smart car?
Yes.
Again, in the words of the eternal Top Gear crew, you look like such a spanner.
Yes, I don't care. Dipstick.
Okay. Yes.
Dipstick is the word that I'm looking for.
Okay.
So I don't care. The thing is that the new smart cars are first and foremost, they are not even remotely small. They are talking about compact dimensions, but if you are looking at the smart models, there is not a single one that is a two-seater.
Okay.
So right now they are doing the same thing that they did with Mini. They took a small car and then they made it a little bit bigger than it should be, and then now they are stretching it. So, but let's not talk about the design. The design itself is not that bad. It has some things that you can look on. It's interesting. It's fine, and so on and so on and so on. But the primary reason why I got my Smart, and my Smart is the oldest model, so the redesign of the oldest model, so it's 23 years old now, is because I wanted a small vehicle that I can actually drive along, that is not going to take any, if possible, that's not completely not possible, but as close to a nothing when it comes to maintenance. That is going to be as small as possible to park, and it's going to be as cheap as possible to repair.
Okay, question.
Yes?
You said cheap as possible to repair, and the first one was,
As small as possible.
I don't know what it
And
was.
no maintenance.
No maintenance. Okay.
possible.
What's the price of the brakes and the shit that you paid for last week for the car?
For the entire front side, so the entire front brakes, the parking brake, entire front brakes, drums, pads, what was the brake fluid, and the entirety of the maintenance, 500 euros.
You do realize that that's the amount of money that I used to pay for my quite a big Toyota before I sold it for those maintenance costs.
Yes, okay.
Okay.
But you realize that was way before we got a little bit of inflation going on.
Yes. But still, I recently got a quote for changing the brakes for my Audi. I have an A5. It's only 150 euros more than what you just said.
Okay, but not only the brakes. I'm talking about the whole service. So all the fluids and all the filters and everything else.
Okay.
Besides that, but anyways, we are not right now talking about which car is better, because if you are comparing an Audi to a Smart, you already lost.
I'm not.
So, anyways, I know the Smart is a wiser choice.
Okay.
Because how much does it cost if you scratch your door?
Almost nothing. I have Casco insurance.
Okay, but without the insurance.
Depending on the method that I chose to repair it, it can cost 100 euros. It can cost 500 euros.
So I changed my front bumper for 50 euros.
Bumpers.
And this is the reason why I got the Smart.
Yeah,
car.
you bump
because
it, you
it's
don't
completely
care.
plastic.
Yeah.
I bump it, I don't care. It's completely plastic. You can change it basically just by using hand tools, and you can change it on your own. Even you can get free parts if you're willing to run fast.
Please stop talking nonsense. I know you can do that on your own. You don't. So don't count that as a positive thing for you.
Yes, okay, but then again, the thing that I'm trying to say is there is no reason to buy an electric smart car.
Okay, I agree.
There is no reason to buy an electric car at all, completely electric car.
Oh, I agree.
Because a completely electric car, the way that they are structured right now and the way that the charging stations are positioned right now, basically mean either that you are going to have hell of a problem when you are unable to park near your home, because I don't have a reserved parking space. I live in a house. You live in an apartment, so you could theoretically say that you could put up in your garage. You could put up a charging station. Okay, if only you did it, this would work. If everybody in your building did it, this wouldn't work in any kind of imagination, because how many parking spaces are in your apartment building?
We have 2 levels of parking, roughly 60 parking spots per level. Let's say 120.
So let's quickly do 120 times 150, and then okay.
Yeah,
So
we need a small
18
nuclear plant. That's what you want
no,
to
no,
say.
18,000 kilowatts.
Yeah, 18 megawatts.
So basically 18 megawatts
Yeah, we need data center level power.
for a single building.
Yes.
And this is something that is obviously not feasible. What they are saying right now when it comes to electric cars is that you can charge your car overnight using a regular
Power.
power distribution at your home.
No, you can't.
This you theoretically you could,
Not the full charge.
but since you are not going to be using 150, you are going to be using something like 3 kilowatts. This means, or 5. This means that you are not going to get your charge up in 30 minutes. You're going to be charged up in
15 hours.
No, you're going to charge up to 30% during the night.
Yes, that's going to
So
be enough.
this-
That's going to be enough for you to go from home to work and backwards a couple of times, but that's it.
Yes, and then you're going to need to find a way to charge it probably over the weekend or something. So I'm not on that part. I must say that I tried driving a couple of electric cars. I tried Kona, I tried Tesla, and I must say that they are a nice thing to drive.
Okay.
If it were only electric cars as the propulsion, they would be great. But when it comes to everything else, they are worse than bad.
Agreed.
Because simply they are not convenient. And the main reason that I want to have a car is going to be convenience. So let me go back to my previous. So right now, as I said, I'm not going to buy a Smart. I'm not going to go with the insane prices of the cars. So let me just go, and the top model for the Smart. So the smallest one, 2025 Brabus model, is starting at 45,000 pounds.
Excellent.
And if you do a customization, so if you do, I don't know, different things that you can do. So change the interior colors, outside colors, if you can change to different specifications and so on. I think that you can probably easily go over 50,000 pounds. This is serious money for something that is electrical. But anyway, I'm trying to find a car that is going to be more of a family car. So I'm looking for something that is going to be a little bit on the bigger side. Probably I was aiming with something like, I don't know, Skoda Kodiaq.
Okay.
So something like this. So SUV, if I have to, probably a Caravan if I can get away with it.
Okay.
And I was trying to look at what cars are available. Once you start looking at those, you either get hybrids, usually plug-in hybrids, because they realize that there is no way in the world that they're going to get away with having a strictly electric car that big, or they're still sticking to diesels and petrol cars.
Okay.
And
let's just stop for a moment. Basically, 4 types of cars. Okay.
okay,
We are discussing now battery electric vehicle, which is fully electric, so no engine, conventional one whatsoever, which is charged only from the power grid. Then you
Yes.
talked about plug-in hybrids or FEVs. They have electric motor and they have most commonly a gasoline engine. So
okay,
they also require plug-in charging for the electric portion of the vehicle. Then you
so
have
it's not required, but it is useful.
then hybrid, where battery is charged by the engine and regenerative braking, like Toyota Prius and crap like that.
Yes.
And you have fourth type, which is not necessarily just electric; it's completely different in design and philosophy, which is a fuel cell based electric vehicle, like hydrogen fuel cell or something like that.
Oh, okay. So you're now making a difference based on the way it is being charged.
Yes, And of course, the fifth type would be the conventional cars with no electric wall crap whatsoever. My first impulse when I was thinking about electric cars in any shape or form, whatever the propulsion and the charging work like, was always that it had to have an engine for at least 10 different reasons, which I'm going to list later. A couple of them you already listed. And that by design excludes all of the Teslas and, I don't know, Nissan Leaf and cars like that, which are purely electric. And then maybe what I could consider would be a plug-in hybrid or hybrid electric vehicle. Fuel cell, that doesn't exist in Croatia. We don't have any of those. I think we are not even selling, and I don't know if there are any hard charging stations for hydrogen, maybe a few, but I haven't heard anything about that. I still drive a diesel car. You have a gas-powered, both of them are gas-powered, correct?
Yes.
Okay. It's not a matter of philosophy or religion. I just preferred buying diesels when I bought the first one, and the one that I had now made sense at the time.
Okay, okay,
I
to be
mean,
completely honest,
it made financial sense at the time when I bought them.
No, but no, it simply made actual sense because I drove an Audi, as you probably know, an A6, and the thing is that back when you bought your Audi was actually leading when it comes to diesel cars.
Yeah.
Diesel engines that Audi provided were, especially those years, were the diesel cars that basically won the Le Mans 24.
Yeah,
So-
and
so-
I had one before I had Toyota as well. So
Unfortunately, what I did is that having said everything about Audi making great diesel cars,
except
I
for
was
the
driving
2.5 engine which you had.
Yes, I actually
Yeah.
chose the one that was completely insanely bad.
Yeah, I had
2.5 TDI.
Yeah, I had the 2.4 which never broke.
Yes,
Because it just doesn't
none
break.
of them broke except for the 2.5
Exactly,
TDI.
because that's just your luck of the draw or something.
But I think that the main reason was because I got the car cheap. So
Okay. Okay, so let me list a couple of reasons why those cars don't make any sense, and then we can continue our discussion. So you mentioned
Okay.
the charging infrastructure limitations. Yesterday, this is a completely fresh story. So yesterday, my partner went to the gas station. She was filling her small car, and while she was there, she went to pay, get herself some water and croissants, whatever. And on the gas station, there are plug-in charge stations for the electric vehicles as well.
okay.
4 stations specifically. All 4 of them were taken, and 4 cars were waiting in line. Game set match over. We don't have to even discuss that anymore. That's what happens.
But I thought I was thinking that we already put that behind us because the thing that I wanted to mention is that whatever you say and however you put it, the problem with the electric cars is that there is no simple way to get this kind of energy transferred from whatever charging station you have into your car quickly. So either you have to have an insanely powerful charger, so 300, 500 kilowatts, so basically half a megawatt, or you need to have petrol. That's it.
Yeah.
There is no other way. Okay, you could theoretically do what people in China are doing, and this is to have a system in place to change the entire battery.
I saw a couple of those. Those look actually, from my perspective, that's promising. Let's call it promising.
Yes, that's promising, but then you come to the problem with infrastructure. And this problem is going to get solved. After all, the problem of distributing gas needed to be solved. It's not a simple problem.
Yeah.
Gas is a flammable liquid that you need to transfer, you need to keep it safe, and so on and so on and so on. But I'm not willing to wait for another 20 years to get for this problem to get solved. Right now, I want a car that is that I can charge quickly.
Yeah, that's gas powered. The game's match over. Okay.
Yes.
We mentioned long charging times. At home with normal, 220, 240, volt sockets. To charge them at least some decent amount, it takes roughly 12 hours, which is less than the time that your car spends in the garage if you have it with the charge plugged on after you leave work till the next day when you go to work. Let's call it that way. Then battery performance in cold weather. Very familiar story. It just sucks. Diminishes the performance by a lot. It's still.
No. But no. The other thing is that let's
Let me
stop.
list them all. Stop interrupting me.
No.
I'm not done.
I'm
not
just
done.
going to.
I'm not
No.
done. Stop interrupting me. You had your chance. Wait a second. Wait a couple of minutes. Limited range. You mentioned that one. Very much a factor. Repairs and servicing is not complicated, but it requires special tooling. Battery degrades over time. It's completely different way of driving from psychology standpoint. You have to kind of math that in as well. And then we are talking about some other concerns which we covered on completely different topics, environmental concerns, because whatever the people say, how much ever people love their Teslas and electric cars and whatever, battery production is super filthy business, very resource heavy, very questionable mining practices. There are numerous movies available on YouTube about that in Africa and whatnot. A lot of CO2 emissions as a result of that as well. And then electricity is not fairy dust. It doesn't happen, by nature. Still, we are using, thermal electric power and whatnot. So there's still other residual type of environmental problems that we are creating with this. So roughly 10 reasons why those electric cars make no sense. I'm going to talk about just a few of them later, but you're free to take over now.
But I have a few problems with your list. First,
okay.
I'm thanking the ChatGPT that it gave you a good list.
It did not.
But the thing, but it sounded like it did. So I'm going to go with this. And the other thing is that I have no problem with your list. This is the thing. I have absolutely zero problem with everything that you just said. That is a problem, because the thing is that. The only thing that I wanted to comment on is the difference between the range during the summer months and the winter months, because this has become a moot point. The range is right now roughly the same from what I hear, because in the summer month, in the summer months, if you are using the car like we are using the car, so with the heavy air conditioning on, you are basically doing the same thing as is happening during the winter months, except that the battery themselves need to be heated during the winter months. So there is a additional loss there. But the heating of the car and the air conditioning in the car is in such a state that you actually need to waste energy to make the car usable. Okay. There are some things that I like about electric cars when it comes to air conditioning. Since almost all of them can be turned on, the air conditioning can be turned on remotely. So you can actually prepare the car when the summer is in. And also you can do this during the winter. But other than that, it doesn't make any sense.
Okay. When I was talking all through the years, when I was talking to people about the idea of having an electric car, not as I want to buy an electric car, just general, owning an electric car. You know what was the most fundamental reason why people didn't want to buy an electric car that I heard of every single time?
Yes?
It's the planning of the trips. Because, spontaneous journeys, which is something that I don't know about you, but you go to your house outside of the city from time to time and back. You had a place on the seaside as well. You go there and back, whatnot. I used to do that a lot, a little bit less in the past few years because work and whatnot, trying to restore that back to order. If I had an electric car and it wasn't charged up to the brinks, I could not reach the regular place where we go, for example, for a weekend getaway to the seaside and back. There is no way, because that's 220 kilometers there and 220 kilometers back. I would have to plan some kind of a charging station, which would eat into our overall, environment of the journey, because you can fill the normal car in 3 or 4 minutes. But in general, you just have to start figuring out variables. And this is a difficult shift when you didn't have to do it before.
As I said, completely agree with you. But the thing is that you are, as always, being too optimistic. And the thing is that with everything being as it is right now, I have this thing that I usually do, which is something that I learned from my parents, and this is something that was actually learned by experience. And this is not just the going out at leisure. Also, having the car be prepared to go anywhere at no notice. So I usually keep my fuel above the half of the tank in all the cars that I have. Well, unfortunately, all three of those. With the combined, I was just doing a calculation in my head a couple of days ago. The combined age of all my three cars is 60 years.
Yes. You are. Come on, Mr. Vintage.
Yes, but the thing is that I always have at least half of a tank of gas in my cars, and I dislike the idea of having a car that needs to be recharged for hours, especially if something happens to the electricity grid. And let's remind ourselves that it can happen, and let's just say, okay, it did happen in Portugal and Spain. So what do you do if you need to go somewhere and the grid is down for 2 days?
I saw the funniest picture about this today, actually. It was viral on some social network. Like Tesla sitting at the side of the road without any power, and then somebody brought like a big canister, but like 2 meters big canister, which
I saw that.
Which looked like a canister for gas, but it was like a energy something. It was a cool meme. I laughed my ass off.
No, but the thing is that this is one of the biggest problems with the electric cars. I don't have any other problems with those. Just the transfer of energy is complicated. The density of the energy inside the gas or the diesel is so much greater than what you can get in a regular battery, that there is no reason to get any kind of electric cars right now.
Okay.
If there were fuel cell cars, so that you could use hydrogen or alcohol or whatever for the fuel cells, this would make sense, and I would buy this car if the infrastructure existed. But then the energy problem is there, because when they are hallucinating about hydrogen, they're usually much worse than any AI that you can think of, because what they're hallucinating about is we are going to create hydrogen stations along every major highway, and they're going to be producing hydrogen on site.
Sure.
And then we come to even more amazingly huge numbers when it comes to electricity needed to produce the hydrogen, because this is not a simple process that you can. Okay, it is when you are doing an experiment on a bench in your school and you are plugging in a glass of water, 2 beakers and 2 pieces of copper, and then plugging this into electricity.
Yep.
But good luck with using those 2 grams or 2 micrograms of hydrogen
at
to do
scale.
something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Scaling that is going to be a little bit of a problem.
So the thing is that transfer of energy is a problem, and this problem is not easy to solve. And I don't see a way of solving it unless I invest even more money into infrastructure at home, because there is a way to solve this problem. I was yesterday browsing something, and I was looking at solar cells, and I was looking at solar batteries. So there are systems on the market that you can integrate the solar cells, the batteries, and the chargers for the cars, so that they create a single system. and this system works in a way that is counterintuitive.
Okay.
So the solar is charging the batteries during the day.
Okay.
The batteries get charged during the night from the grid because the electricity is cheaper then, and then you charge your car from the batteries. Okay, there are some small inconsistencies when it comes to the actual losses from the system that we have just described, but yes, you can actually do that, and it makes sense. But this also is completely unfeasible for anybody who is living in a building.
Agreed.
Because what are you going to do? Throw 150 meters of extension cord that is going to be as thick as your thumb out of your window?
No, I solved that problem in a much more simple way, but I get what you're going. Do you know what I did when this building was being built where I live in?
Yeah, yes, I know, but you are in a specific, you have your own garage. Almost none of the buildings in Croatia have their own garages.
Yes, but I was referring to power.
Yes, I know, but you have your own garage, so you have a fixed place to plug in your car.
Yes, which comes from my apartment.
Okay, which is fine. But even if it comes from your apartment, if you wanted to create an outlet for an electric car, you wouldn't be able to do it from your apartment.
Absolutely true, because the connection to the apartment in terms of the available power is never going to be enough.
Yes, and even if it were enough, why would you route, I don't know, 150 kilowatts up five flights of stairs and then
Seven
down
stories
5
high.
flights of
Yeah,
stairs?
7 stories high. Yeah, but yeah.
Yes. So why? Okay, you could,
Yep.
but the thing is that the only thing that I have a problem with electric cars is unfortunately that they are completely unviable.
You are so simple.
Yes, but I would like to have an electric car.
But why?
I like the control, I like the acceleration, I like the lack of noise.
Why do you care
I
about
like,
acceleration?
because acceleration in electric cars is seamless completely.
Why do we care about that?
Because it's much easier, much nicer to drive something that has seamless, seamless acceleration instead of having any kind of transmission.
Why do we care about that?
I don't know, I care about this.
Okay.
I like linear acceleration instead of having to change gears in any way or form.
Oh, basically that's you being lazy.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I drive a Smart. Smart has an automatic transmission.
That's not called automatic transmission. That's called automatic disaster.
Yes, true, completely true. But I think that you spoiled yourself.
But my automatic transmission in my Audi is not all that good. It's much better than the smart one, but it's not good.
Oh, okay. Let's be completely clear about this. I'm driving a Smart because of the size and convenience.
Yeah, I know.
It's not because of the performance. It has the power of a lawnmower. It's not because of the all the luxury of the transmission or the speed of the transmission. It's not about the way that it holds the road. It's not about the way that it behaves when you need to go over any bump on the road. It's simply because of the size.
Okay.
So that's it. Let's not beat around the bush. Everybody thinks that okay, I have a Smart and I'm going to defend it. Yes, I'm going to defend the idea of having a small car, but other than that,
No,
they're awful.
I like small cars. I don't like smart. That's it.
No, the problem is that I dislike all the small cars simply because the distance between the wheels is too short. So any bump on the road is going to be
They're too
tremendously
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable. So the thing is that simply, if you want to have something that is going to be enjoyable to ride, this is probably going to be a long car.
Okay.
But it's a complete opposite of what I want to have day to day. When I need to go outside of the city, because to be honest, in the last 5 years that I own Smart, I haven't left city center with the Smart. I think that I never got more than 5 kilometers of the city center with the Smart.
You did to our studio, but that's 6 or 7 kilometers.
I think that the furthest that I got from the city center is when I was driving things to you.
Yeah, probably.
That's it. So this is not a car to drive around in. This is the car to drive around the city in, and to have something that can be damaged, that can be scratched, that it can be left anywhere, because nobody's going to take you everybody's going to take you for granted. Nobody's going to say, okay, this person is normal, so you can get away with quite a few things. But the Smart is not a car to have around if you want to go anywhere with anybody.
Okay.
You tried it.
Yeah, I drove in.
We have never been so close when
Never, ever.
we were driving around.
We've known each other for 30 years plus, and we've never been so close, to my chagrin.
Yes. Yes. So this is the thing with the car. So the idea of a small car shouldn't be mixed with the idea of an electric car. Electric car can be a nice thing, yes, but I want to have a way of charging the car that is going to be quicker, because even with the 30 minutes from 10 to whatever percent, this means that every time that I need to charge the car, and usually I'm in a rush because I have to go somewhere, I need to make space for an additional appointment.
Yep.
Because the charging becomes an appointment. You cannot just go and charge the car. You need to go somewhere and then wait for the car to be charged.
And wait in line to get the charger.
Okay, theoretically, even if the lines do not exist, which they do, but theoretically, if they do not exist, you need to say, okay, I'm going to waste 40 minutes of my life now, in the middle of the day, or in the middle of the night, whatever, and charge the car.
That sounds like an interesting proposal for us who are a little bit more insomniacs.
Yes, fine. You know that there are people who are washing their cars overnight.
Yep.
So this is the same thing.
Actually, oftentimes that's me as well.
One of the things that I don't do is wash my cars.
To my discredit, I do it very regularly, but when I do it, it's usually in the evening.
Usually when I do it when I'm passing by the washing station, and when I see that nobody's there.
No.
So it's just going to be an impulse thing. So if I see that nobody's there, I'm just going to go and wash my car.
You want real-time service.
Yes, yes. So if there is a place that I can just park in and just get the thing done and that's it, I'm going to go and do it. But I'm not going to plan it beforehand. So electric cars, no, sorry. When they realize when they when they find a way to create something that is going to be useful, yes. But until that, no.
So you
Simply no.
you like your cars like you like your clouds, charged up and ready to storm.
Yes. I'm not completely sure on the cloud front, but yes.
You like your cars like you like your clouds, full of electrons and slightly overhyped.
No, I like my cars like my clouds. Somebody else is going to do the maintenance, and I'm just going to pay through my nose.
That's what I was looking for.
Yes. So so the clouds are somebody else's computers. The cars should be somebody else's cars.
Problem.
Yes, but we are looking for opportunities.
Oh, really? Now you're going to corporate lingo? Okay.
Yes, because I think that the electric cars are the ultimate electric opportunity.
For what?
For a problem.
For a problem. Okay, that's where we agree, because I had no idea where you're going with this.
No, but if the problems are opportunities now, electric cars are the ultimate opportunities.
Opportunities, okay. That's definite corporate lingo for us.
No, but I have when it comes to the electric cars, I have to say that there are a couple of other vehicles that I must say make a lot more sense.
Okay.
First, scooters.
No, but okay.
Specifically delivery scooters.
So battery
Because
powered.
yes, because if I have to basically take as granted that those suicide maniacs that are driving the scooters around doing deliveries, that they are going to use the scooter, electric scooters make much more sense. Because what you can do with an electric scooter is that you can actually exchange batteries.
This is coming
So
from a person who bought a very expensive bicycle with electric engine as well, and then had it unlimited, so that he can drive with it 10 times per year between June and August while coming to the office and back.
yes, but the thing is that when it comes to delivery scooters, as I said, delivery scooters, having the possibility to change the batteries so that the battery is always charged, so that the scooter is actually available 24/7, actually makes sense.
Yes.
Because it makes since the acceleration is much better, you can actually drive the scooter quite enjoyably. Let's say like this.
Impossible.
You can so this is one of the things. The second thing is all are delivery vehicles that can be charged using hypercapacity charger, because the company that owns them can afford, I don't know, 2 megawatts of power at their location, so they can actually charge overnight. Because it makes sense when you come to, take into consideration that the delivery vans are doing a lot of kilometers, doing a lot of starting and stopping in the city. It makes sense, but for a regular person, no, simply no.
Let me tell you a story. So, when we moved to our new location something years ago, one of the first things that I looked into was buying a electric scooter or something. Okay?
You should have said told me that.
Okay, let me finish.
I would have created a committee to buy you an electric scooter, because all the people would actually pay to participate. But yes,
My accountant has a couple of models. He is a electric scooter aficionado. He tested and had and owned quite a few of them, bought two of them a couple of years ago from UK with enormous amount of power and speed and whatnot. I drove them quite a few times. They are
by
very
scooters you mean an actual scooter, or you mean
like the mini one, like a Romobil. What's
yes,
the,
okay.
whatever
So,
it's called.
yes?
I wanted to buy something like that. My idea was that it would be convenient for traveling from home to work and back. Okay. Then when I presented that as an idea to my partner, she was like, "I'm going to make such a fool out of you in 2 minutes," which she did. She told me, first and foremost, what happens when it rains? No answer. She told me, of course, you're going to get a car. Then second thing, which I haven't really evaluated at that point in time, how are you going to get to the workplace? Because from me, where I'm at, versus where you are at, you are very close to our workplace. You could drive from your house to our workplace in 3 minutes on a bicycle.
It's 5, but yes.
5, whatever. Even with the traffic jams. I live. It's not geographically so much further away. It is 5 kilometers longer of a journey, but in the morning, it's more like a 45-minute difference.
Yes, but the other thing is that even for me, the main problem is going over the train, the rails.
The rails, yeah, I know.
Because I have to waste out of those 5 minutes, I have to waste 3 to just get over the rails.
Okay, let me finish the story. So then I looked into the infrastructure, and she made an ass out of me yet again, because there is no, and I am not necessarily a very subtle bicycle or vehicle like that driver. I'm not very careful. I like driving bicycle fast. By extension, I would probably drive a motorcycle fast, and therefore a scooter as well. If I wanted to do that, I would probably kill myself in the first 3 days or get severely injured, because there is no track or a lane for bicycle or whatever from me to our workplace in any direction. There is absolutely no way. And any direction that I could take, involves a gazillion potholes and God knows how many of those rails for the sewers. Then, on top of it, there are quite a few bits and pieces of roads which are very, very bumpy, but not like speed humps. We're talking about longer stretches that are quite high. There are quite a few, let's say, crossings where the road is not really flat, and I would have to go to crosswalks and whatnot. And any way I looked at it, even going around via the main avenue and then via your neighborhood, whatever, over the Selska Cesta, as it's called, it's still not feasible. So I gave it up, but the first reason why I gave it up was actually pure convenience, because that's where our usage models completely differ. They're all polar opposite. Because I like having a couple of backpacks with me, as you know, with equipment, stuff related to the work that we do. I don't like thinking about the rain. Oftentimes I forget an umbrella, although I've gotten quite good with this in the past couple of years. So with scooter, that would be completely unfeasible. Anything apart from sunshine doesn't really work for me. Then it has to be charged. We don't necessarily have a charging station at workplace. We could theoretically charge it via the mains in our office, which is not necessarily something that's recommended, but still. So for me, it wouldn't work at all. But when I presented the idea, she just told me like, yeah, that's your new guitar idea. Meaning you want a new toy.
Yes, but as a person who actually got the toy, and when I said the electric scooter, I wasn't mentioning any kind of mobility scooter or any kind of
you meant the actual scooter. I understand.
Yes, I meant the actual scooter. I have the smallest possible electrical scooter, as you probably know.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that you are too much of a softie for this. And by softie, I do not mean that you are afraid of using it.
No, I'm not.
Is that you are too spoiled to use it, because
correct.
The only way to use this kind of vehicle, I'm going to go with vehicle, is to get an extremely overpowered one.
Yes, with suspension, with
suspension. The other thing is that you have old knees as well as me, so your
nowhere near as old as yours.
No, but they wouldn't stand a chance even with the couple of kilometers, because if you don't have a suspension, it's going to hurt.
Yes.
And the last thing is that you need to be completely ignoring any idea of trying to live through your trip.
Yes.
In order to get there.
Yes, because when I drive a car, I'm a very reasonable driver. When I drive something that's on two wheels, I am a freaking maniac for some reason.
No. It's not that.
No, I know. Everything up.
You have to, if you want to, you have to use the roads.
Yes.
If you want to use the roads, you need to be able to make at least 60 kilometers per hour. And in order to create with your weight, sorry, your weight is not 50 kilos.
It's not.
As they use when they advertise, this is a 40 kilometer per hour vehicle.
Correct.
It's not. I weigh more than you. I'm more than 100 kilos. And I must say that it takes forever for the small scooter to start.
I know.
I actually tried the two-wheel. What is it even called? It's not a Romobil. It's the Croatian word.
Yes,
but
never mind.
What's the English word is?
I don't know.
Yes,
never mind.
I tried driving the one that has two wheels. Each of them independently has 2.5 kilowatts motor.
Mm-hmm.
So 5 kilowatt motors in total. It's capable of running somewhere around 95 kilometers per hour when driven correctly. But the thing is that when you're driving at that kind of speed, with the wheel that is this big, everything is lethal.
Yes.
And once you fall, it doesn't matter if you're falling from a car, from a scooter, from a single wheel or whatever, you are going to get hurt.
Yeah, I
tried it. I didn't like it.
I drove a scooter like that, or whatever you want to call it. As I said, my accountant has one just like that, but a big one for bigger people as well, although he is
Yes.
quite shorter than I am. It can reach roughly 90 kilometers per hour. I drove it
Yes, I know.
over the all through his neighborhood. We had some fun multiple times. I liked it very much on the road, which is completely straight.
Yes, but
And
the thing
and
is
he
that
had sport suspension, and I could jump over the humps. Which,
no, no, no. But the
but
thing is that
that's not what you want to do.
no, no, no. But it's fun when your road is straight, and it's fun when your road is clear.
Yes.
If you want to drive over sand or gravel, over anything, and you are going to run into it unexpectedly on your way to home, to
Everywhere.
house, to work, you are going to fall.
Yes.
This is going to be it. So as I said, I tried it with my scooter. I didn't like it, and it just. I would say that any kind of electric vehicle that is intended to be a solution to everything is either too big to be able to be charged correctly, or too small to be useful, because it's just not comfortable enough.
Yep.
If we were 20, okay, maybe.
I don't think I would have taken something like a scooter even if I was 20, because last time, when I was much younger, when I was driving the, bicycle every single day, I usually ended up, doing a couple of saltos across the front of the bicycle. But back then I was in training. I did gymnastics, so it wasn't a problem. Now, if it happened, it would be a problem, and especially in the real life circumstances that you described, I would end up, in front of some van which would kill me on spot. So
But you
it's
don't need
just
to end up in front of a van, because when you're traveling at something like 70 kilometers per hour, or
yeah,
something,
falling is enough.
falling is enough.
Yeah, yeah.
I tried it. I had full gear on, and I barely made it through. So I wasn't happy. And the thing is that it's also the factor of what you are trying to achieve. If you want to get to your workplace quickly, is it quicker to save those, let's say, 10 minutes or 15 minutes? Okay, in your case, probably 20 minutes or so, and then be able to actually be not wet, be not cold, be alive, and not having to wear body armor to get to work? Or it couldn't just say, okay, I'm too old for all of this, and just drive a regular car?
Yep.
And this is the reason why I have a smart.
Yep. My car.
Because I was driving a scooter to every place for 20 years or so, and the scooters are just a good thing when you want to go through the city. They're much better than smart cars. But the thing is that the reason why I stopped driving a scooter, because they are too, they're just simply too much of a hazard.
Yeah, it's too dangerous for you.
Yes, yes,
We-
for anybody.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When I say you, I'm not meaning you. For you, general. Yeah, I agree. So, which electric vehicles are good? None of them.
Probably those that are specific to delivery,
Okay.
those that can be run by companies that can afford fast chargers, and then they can afford the scale.
Okay. But outside of that, at current time,
No, no, I think no.
hybrids.
Probably yes,
Would you buy a hybrid now?
yes, in a heartbeat. But the thing is that I want to see what the hybrids, or mild hybrids, as I saw that some of them are called. What does it mean to be a mild hybrid, or to be a hybrid? Because I want to see what am I getting for the additional complexity. Because with the hybrid, you are not getting the advertised, this is a car that
Best
has
of both worlds.
Yes, you're basically getting the worst of both worlds, because you are getting two cars pushed into one. So you have the regular maintenance for the regular motor, and also the part where the battery and everything else can fail. So
for the price of 1.5 cars.
yes, so the thing is that do you want this thing? I don't know. A hybrid probably has the acceleration part, and they need to have solved because I was trying to I was driving with a friend who has a plug-in hybrid, and it is a nice car. It's a car that has the ability to actually start quickly. It's a nice car to be in. It's quiet. It when driven normally, so when used in the city, it doesn't waste any energy at all. So he's buying gas once every, I don't know, 6 weeks or 7 weeks or 8 weeks, and this is simply because he sometimes drives longer routes. In the city, he's mostly not even using the engine. But the thing is that I'm not sure. The difference in the money that is required today, if there are no subsidies by the city or by the state, simply make no sense.
Agreed.
So, we are for what's wrong with us?
Yeah, we
We're
agree
on
on
the same
something.
side today.
I don't know. We should quickly close this session and never return to it ever again.
No. We need to find something else that we can agree on.
No, we shouldn't.
Customer cares suck.
I agree.
Post is a problem.
Of course.
Okay, so now we have two episodes planned. Let's finish these things up.
Okay, that sounds reasonable.
So,
okay, we spent an hour ranting about the suckitude of electric cars.
yes, thank you for being with us, and we'll see what the future is going to hold. For now, I'm Yasmin, he's Vedran, and we actually managed to agree on something.
Weird. Singularity.
I think I need to go take a shower.
Yeah.
Something is wrong. Something is wrong.
Something's wrong with the world today. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
See ya.
Okay. See you. Bye.
Bye.